Welcome back to Living with a Classic, and it is hot today. If you live in the northern hemisphere, summer is in full swing, and some of you guys who live further south, and I you might think that up north here we don't really get any heat, but we actually do. It's quite hot here. And for those of you who are used to driving XJSs, you know that it is a small cockpit with a large engine and a lot of heat. You don't want to drive these in summer without AC. It gets quite hot. This car came with me with non-working AC. There were bits missing and things. So I've installed a Fen Air system. I have one in my car as well, in my XJ12. I'm going to put one in my XJS as well, which is being restored at the moment. And they're fantastic. I put them in a couple of friends' cars, a couple of my cars, a couple of customer cars, and they've always worked really well. The one I have running in my XJ12, it's been in there for 6 years now, and it just works perfectly. Never had to top it up or anything. It's just always ice cold AC, like this car has now. Been running for about 2 minutes, and we have very ice cold air in here. I'm just taking this car for a brief little test drive after doing a couple of adjustments to it to make sure everything's working well. It's also been a couple of days since everything's gassed, and we'll check for leaks and everything, and it's completely fine. Then we'll go back. I'll show you this system and what was involved in replacing the parts that I did replace to get the AC working really well. I can show you the system on XJ12 as well, and I'll tell you why these Fen Air kits are great if you actually want to use your XJS in summer and have really nice ice cold AC. Back from a successful test drive, and have a look at the frosty lines here. So yeah, AC system's working really well. Originally, these cars had a very good AC system running an R12, which was really good and cold. Had a big GM style compressor up here. However, when they age, they tend to wear out. They have ceramic bearings up front that can leak. They have a rear plate that can leak. And finding good rebuilt ones, especially over here in Europe, can be quite difficult. Also, they're quite power hungry. You definitely felt it when they went in and out. And yeah, they were not as airtight or gas tight, which wasn't a problem with R12, but R134A has smaller molecules, so that is a bigger issue. So the kit here replaces the compressor with the Sanden unit, which is a much more modern scroll type compressor. Uses a lot less power. You can barely feel it when this thing comes on and off. Really, you can't feel it at all. You'll see the idle, maybe if you're sitting at within park, you might see it fluctuate a little bit, but if you're in drive or something, you're not going to see it. It replaces that, and it replaces the hoses, just because there's different connections. Here, we decided to go with sort of a half kit, which is a Sanden compressor upgrade kit, where it's just everything you need to upgrade the system to R134A and to use the Sanden. So what we did was, it's a compressor with mounting brackets. Is this hose here to the fuel cooler, that hose over there which goes up front to the evaporator, and of course a new receiver dryer. You always replace those when you have the AC system apart, and a new expansion valve down there. So replace those parts, and now it works really well. Speaking of expansion valve, you can get away with not always replacing it, and sometimes you might not want to, because it can be difficult to get them off. If you can't get them off, then yeah, it won't be as effective, the system, because you have a different expansion valve for new gas, but it will still work. The other reason that this style of upgrade could be good is because this hose could be really difficult to get off. Down there, this connects into the evaporator, and that will be very stuck on there. They're very difficult to get off without damaging the evaporator. Whenever I install these for customers, I say it's a 50-50 chance that your evaporator is going to be bad. And if your evaporator is bad, that's a dash out job, and it's massive. So on this car here, we decided to go with the half kit just because everything else seemed to be fine. And we said we'll see if it has any leaks. If it does, we'll have to replace that. But it's been good. It held vacuum, and it's been working well now for it's about a week or so. It's been working really well, and the customer can pick this thing up in a couple days. On my XJ12, like I said, I installed this system about 6 years ago or so, and it's been service free. I haven't done anything to it since. I did everything though in this car, because the car had been sitting for so long with an open AC system. I replaced the condenser because that was damaged. Of course, new receiver dryer and all of that. We also put in, I put in a new evaporator because I could not get that fitting off. So then, you know, new hoses everywhere. And this thing is ice cold, this system. Very, very good, just like the other one. One of the best ACs I've had really in any car. It works really, really well. So yeah, not supported or anything like that by Fen Air with this video, but just wanted to say I really enjoy his products. Pat is the guy who runs the company. He does a great job, and they've worked really well for me over the years. This is, could this be the 5th kit I've fitted so far? And I have a couple more I'm going to do this year. So it works really, really well. I also want to do an upgrade and actually fit an AC system, a Fen Air system, to my XJ6, a car that's never had AC, and fit something on that. So that would be something I do want to do in the future, because it does get hot in the summer and AC is quite nice to have. Anyways, if you want to get in contact with Fen Air, I'll put the contact information down below. Best thing is to shoot them an email, and they can tell you sort of what you need. Of course, they don't only do things for jacks, they do things for all classic cars. But they do have a couple specialty systems, so check out their website down below. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Till next time, I'm Adam. This was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.